Bonita Bay Club members? EJ McDonnel here once again with Hal Akins. It's been a while. I think it was around was it right before Christmas we did our last video update of Cypress, so we thought we'd bring you out here today and show you what's been going on, Hal. So tell the members what's going on, how's it going, how you feeling, you getting any sleep, all that stuff.
Good morning, EJ. Yeah, no, I'm sleeping pretty good. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot, you know. I mean, I tell you, we have gotten a lot of work done over the last 6 weeks, you know. I mean, we've made a lot of progress. Things are going well. You know, we got all phases in action right now, so there's probably somebody on every single golf hole out here right now doing something. So
yeah, I know when we do the drone video, we're gonna see a lot of workers in certain spots. You'll see, you know, 30 or 40, 50 people in one area, then other areas you'll just see 5 or 6, you know, maybe working on a little bit more detail work than the big things and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see it come to shape. You know, golf course number 3 of our golf master plan. You know, it seems like we're about half shaped out. We're not grass, but you know, we're moving through it really well.
Well, we're putting out 3 loads of sod a day, and that's a pretty good click, you know. We're focusing on the front 9, basically on holes 1 through 9, 10 and 18 as well, I guess. We're focused on trying to finish these golf holes up and get them grassed. Really, in the main focus right now is getting 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those holes getting. When I say grassed, I'm not talking about just sodded, but also sprigged as well. You know, all those holes that basically we just have to finish them off. We need to put in some cart path so we can tie the cart path and the curb into the golf course, and then we're going to sprig those holes, you know. So that's going to happen here fairly quickly. Basically, probably starting next week, and I feel like it's going to be toward the end of next week. But yeah, and once that happens, I mean, you know, that's the way. That's the kind of the caboose right there. That's the end of the train.
Yeah, once we get up in the air and we get around those holes that a lot of people can see when you're driving in, you know, 4, 5, maybe a glimpse of 6. You can see some color out there, but you know, this morning the cart path work, the curb work, the sod that goes right up against the cart path to make it really clean is going in there. So it's really bizarre. We're out on a golf hole. We're not telling you where we're at. We'll see if you can figure it out from the drone footage. But seeing those holes and then being on a hole like this, what a big difference from one spot to the next.
Yeah, I think they could probably figure it might be on the back. And on the back, you know, that's what we're working on. We're basically working on, our focus is to get the shaping done over here, all the rough shaping. We want to get, right this week is going to be 13, 14, 17, and 17, you know, and 13 are almost done. So, and then next week it looks like 15 is going to be the focus, and 16 T-complex, because that all kind of ties together.
Yeah, let's definitely tie in. 15 is still really, really rough out there.
Well, and we got some excavation work to do on 15, which is actually the last excavation work that we need to do, the lake enlargement, you know. So it's going well over here as well. So by the time we get through grassing over on the other side, the front side, we'll be ready to roll back into this side here and kind of keep that going. So,
okay. Well, instead of standing here talking about it, let's go show everybody. Okay, Hal, here we are. We're kind of looking at the, you can see the putting green right there on the lake. You got the tees for the 10th hole on the left and the tees for the first hole over on the right there.
Yeah, that's a heck of a view right there. Let me show you how this putting green is going to sit out over the wall. We got the wall completed about 3 weeks ago, and that gave them the opportunity to get these tees shaped in and this putting green complex shaped in. What you don't see there is there's a large surround area between the putting green and the cart path. He's trying to simulate what you're going to see out on the golf course, this putting green and surround situation. As you go down number 1 here, you're going to notice on the right, you're going to see the guys that are actually finishing up installing the irrigation. They've installed everything through the fairway, and now they're working their way down to the tee. So this irrigation is going to be pretty much complete here in the next couple of days. As we go down, you can also see our lazy river really starting to take shape as well. I think that's going to be a really nice feature between these 2 golf holes. You can kind of see the line there on the left side of number 1, that's kind of moving in and out. That's actually going to be the edge of a waste area that's going to bleed into the water, and this river, this stream is just going to kind of wind down through there between the two golf holes. It's really attractive. I think once we get the grass in place and the waste material in place, it's going to be a really nice looking feature.
That water looks great from about 80 feet above it.
Well, if you consider,
probably not when your ball's in it though.
if you consider what was there before, this is going to be a major upgrade,
yeah.
I believe.
That's a pretty wayward shot to actually hit it into that little stream going down the hole. There you see the green complex in there. Not much has changed since our last video on that
No,
one.
still waiting to put in the greens mix. But that process is moving along well. We just sent in another sample for testing on Friday, and we should receive the results of that testing back today, which is Tuesday. And then, as long as it passes, that gives us the go-ahead, and that'll be another 1,500 tons that we'll be shipping out here.
Okay, so here on hole 2, you can kind of see how those tee boxes are staggered, with the ones that are the furthest back. Kind of, you're going to have to cover that green side bunker. And as you move forward tees, you get a little bit better angle into the green there.
Yeah, that lake adds a little interest to the golf hole, doesn't it? Not much has really changed here since the last time. We had to add a drainage pipe to connect that lake to the lake behind number 1 green, the new lake behind 1 green. And the guys are actually in the process of finishing up the irrigation here. So this hole won't be grassed until the very end, I believe, because of all the construction traffic and the material storage that's going on between it and the road. So, and we'll completely sod this one when we'll get ready to grass it.
Okay, great. Let's move over to number 3. All right, here we go down hole number 3. Hal, take us through this one.
Well, as you can see, the green or the tee complex is all shaped out. The tees are sprigged. They have all the irrigation in this hole. This little lake expansion on the left side really turned out well and brought that lake, made it more of a part of the golf hole. As we get down there a little bit further, you'll see where the guys are doing the bunker solution install. This is a new bunker that they just started on this morning, so they're edging it out, and I think we can stop and just kind of hover over them a little bit, and maybe even scare them.
Yeah, let me get down here. I think their boss is keeping an eye on him if he's not right there in the ground with them.
Yeah. So, you know, right now they're just getting it kind of shaped out and cleaned up, and the next step, I believe, I don't see that they have cut any drainage into that one, so looks like they're just getting it shaped out just right, and then they'll come in and they'll put their drainage trenches in their pipe, and then the bunker solution material, and then the sand. So
we got, Jeff's actually going to take some pictures of that as it develops for us, so we can kind of put that in order. Yeah, because it's kind of tough to see too much of it on video. You'd have to take it every day throughout the day. So
but I think it's a neat process.
It is really cool
to share with our members.
Once that liner's in there, you can see all the drainage.
Right.
It's kind of a big wow factor.
Yeah, these bunkers are going to be gorgeous. Mr. Marzoff calls them Augusta-style bunkers, so they look really sharp when they're out, when they're completed.
That green complex is sitting in there nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We've got the greens mix in this greens well, but I don't believe we have put in the surround yet.
Well, actually, you know what? There's a bunker that has a drainage in it right there, the green
there
side left. There we go.
It was hiding from us there.
I just looked up. We're right behind there. I looked up and I saw the liner sticking over the side there.
Yeah. So that's after they finish what they're doing there on that bunker we were just looking at. You can see where the black line's in there. That's where they'll dig out the drainage trench, and then they'll lay that liner in there, and then they put the pipe in, you know. And that's pretty much completed, except for the addition of the sand.
So it's pretty cool. You can see it. It's not just black lines, but that drainage is well underneath where that liner is. That's what. Let me see if I can get in there even a little bit tighter. You can see how that's actually trenched in there.
Yeah, this, in my opinion, is the best bunker technology available. I mean, it's a very, very nice system.
Well, I'm looking forward to playing out of them because I know I'll be in them. All right, let's head over to number 4. Okay, as we head down number 4, similar to 3, you can see the tee boxes are in, soldered around that. And as we make our way up the fairway, you can see some completed bunkers, and as Hal said, the kind of the Augusta style bunkers. You can see how those really pop out there. And when they're surrounded by green grass, it's even more so.
Well, as I was saying before, our focus on these holes over here is to finish grade them and get them ready for sprigging. This one is pretty much sodded, except you'll notice when we get down around the green, they are completing the sod work on this hole around the green complex. I believe that's the last area on this hole that we need to sod. If you were looking down the right side, you can see where they put the cart path base rock in, and they will be out this afternoon to do the finish grade, tack, and then they will start paving for tomorrow, and then 7 as well, I believe.
Looks like they got a lot of that sodded already this morning since we came out and started.
They did, yeah. It looks great, doesn't it? That's going to be so pretty from the road.
Yeah, and then just that look down number 5, you know, basically a finished golf hole except for sprigging the greens.
You can see the white base rock in the cart path is ready. It's almost ready for paving. So once we get the paving in there, we'll put the curb in, and this hole will be ready to sprig. 5, as you can see, that's been sodded for a few weeks now. That whole golf hole has been sodded. We generally sod all the par 3s and just get it over with because this is a short amount of square footage.
That sod's been down so long there's not even really seams in it anymore. I was out there on top of that today checking out that green complex, and as we kind of showed in our video last time, all that white, you see a bunker in front, bunker behind, and all that other white is the greens mix. And it's really well defined from this angle is where the front right of that green ends. You see that big ridge there, and then it goes down into the hollow there where the champion grass is going to come out. So just such a cool feature there.
It's going to be a really good looking golf hole. Toughest par 3 in Southwest Florida, I think.
Okay, here's a really good look at 6 where that hole's ready to be sprigged, and you can actually see the asphalt is in on there.
Well, it has been, the cart path is in place, but there is a little bit of work down there at the far end of the waste area around the green that they're actually doing right now, removing some soil. They have to shape that into that waste area and then sod that as well. But yes, this is very, very close to being ready to sprig right here. What they didn't see last time we did this is that huge waste area on the right side. We have all the waste material in there now, and it's very dramatic. I mean, it's just really sets that golf hole off. And when that's all green and you got that huge white waste area down the right side, I think it's going to be spectacular.
And one thing that's really cool is they've outlined the green side bunker with sod, and so all those areas, you know, to the left and to the right of it, those are all green surrounds in front there, and then the green sits up on top of that. So that's just a really cool look.
Yeah.
And boy, that right green side bunker looks really sharp.
Yeah.
That's a great contrast.
They're working on putting the curbing in on this hole, so that's kind of one of the last touches that we need to get in place so we can tie the golf hole into the path and the curbing at the tees and the greens before we actually finish the grassing on that hole.
Here coming up over number 7, you can see once again the waste material is in on the right. The tees surrounds have been sodded, and the tees themselves have been sprigged, so you see the lighter colored grass, that's the actual grass on the tee top.
Yeah, and we got the paving in on the left side of this hole as well, all the way up to the green. This one is, you know, we're getting it ready to sprig, so it looks like 4, 6, 7, those will probably get sprigged around the same time. Hopefully starting next week. We got a little bit more work to do here on 7 than the other 2, but they're knocking it out.
It looks pretty darn good. You got a few guys working out in front there. Alright, let's bring home the front 9 holes number 8 and 9. Okay, Hal, so coming up over the tee boxes here on 8, obviously a lot of contrast with the tee boxes on 3 there to the right of the screen. What do we got going on here?
Well, this hole is completely shaped out. They're actually completing the drainage. You can see the guys working on the right side there doing a little drainage work, and that's about all that's left on this hole to drain as far as I can tell. You can see as you get further down, you see that all the greens mix is in the green and the surround area to the right of the green as well. So next on this one is to start doing some finish grading and getting some sod around the tee complexes, green complexes, and to drain and complete the bunkers.
Okay. You can see it there. Once again, a big, low cut area to the right of the green. That's not all green. The very front and then all along that right is one big low cut area, and the green runs up there pretty close to that retaining wall. It's not going to go right up to it. We've learned our lesson with trying to maintain a green right up against the wall, so we'll continue the best practices we've learned so far. That was a funny look you just gave me. So anyway, we'll head right on down number 9 to finish up the front side here. Okay, Hal, we're going to fly down number 9 here a little bit lower altitude than we did some of the other holes, just try to get a little bit of a different look.
I don't think this hole is a whole lot different than what it was in our last edition. As we go past these tees, you're going to see a small waste area along the edge of the lake there. That's shaped out. The bunkers are shaped out and they're ready to be drained and completed. All the drainage is in this hole, and the greens mix is in the green as well. You can see where they cleared out on the right side of the green between the road and the green. There was a big hole there. Now there's a nice mound there. It's going to look kind of attractive as you're driving in and looking across at the green. So this hole is ready for sod and finishing. So it's going to be after 3, 6, and 7. So we'll march right into 8 and 9 with the grass. So we're getting a little bit closer on these two as well.
There you're going down number 10. We're going to get a really good look at what Hal refers to as the lazy river here. You can still see the cutout for where the waste material is going to go to create a little bit of a beach to it.
Yeah, this hole's turning out really well. You can kind of see the new bunkering there in front of you. That's not really, it's just shaped out. They haven't really started with that. And this hole has still got a ways to go. We haven't done any drainage here, I don't believe. And we also haven't put any of the greens mixed in.
It kind of looks like the Sahara out there right now. It kind of looks like Martian Bay did in the spring when we didn't have very much moisture out there. Yeah, so that green sits in there nice.
You see that
angle to the right.
We tried to make the 1 and 10 holes different. So on the number 1 hole, all the surround areas on the right side of the green, and on the number 10, all the surround areas on the left side of the green. And the fairway bunkers as well are on opposite sides of the fairway to kind of differentiate between the 2 holes.
Let's just take it right up over the trees. We're going to take it right down number 11 from a little bit of a different angle. As we come over number 11, once again a par 3. Looks like it's basically a completed hole except for the green's not sprigged.
Yeah, substantially is pretty much completed. There's 2 things left. We got to get the cart path down the left side there, and then we have to sprig the green. But other than that, everything's in place. The tees have been sprigged. It's been sodded. The whole complex has been sodded. The waste material is in the waste area down the right side. The bunker is built. So it's going to be a really good looking golf hole, especially with all that plant material out of the back there,
Yeah, that looks really sharp, and I'll kind of pan this upwards so everybody can see how far down 12 you can see there, right down the 12th fairway.
And that intersection between 11 and 12 I think really looks nice.
Yeah, I came out one time and I was driving backwards from the 12th green towards 11. Came up the fairway and then headed towards 11 and kind of stopped for a second and looked at my phone because I wouldn't text and drive in a golf cart. I made sure that I stopped, and when I looked up I wasn't quite sure where I was because all the vegetation was gone out of there.
Well, what you don't see, it's not in place yet, is there is waste material that will be behind the green and then will run between the tees, isolating and segregating each one of those tee boxes on number 12. So that intersection there will be kind of a waste area with these, pods in them, so it's going to be really, really sharp, I think.
Yeah, you can kind of see those cut out. This hole still, I think our last video, this was still pretty raw as far as what had been done and as far as drainage and irrigation. Of course, this is, once again, really close to the road and the maintenance building and everything, so I'm sure it's probably going to be also one of the last holes we finish up.
Probably. all the rough shaping's done. They're doing some additional shaping around the green. He's creating kind of like a catchment area behind the green. So if balls roll through the green, they'll get kind of caught up in that catchment instead of, rolling down the slope and, out of play. So
yeah, we can zoom in there and you can see the outline of that bunker on the right that we think everybody's really going to have a good visual as they come in with their second or third shot there.
That was a Mr. Tom Fazio addition when he came out and visited us. He asked for that bunker to be put in place there. There was a natural land feature there that kind of supported it, so I think it's going to look sharp. And then of course you got a large surround area out to the left of the green, which is almost the same size as the green, if not bigger.
It looks like it's equal the size of the green for sure. All right, well, let's jump over to 13. Okay, we're going to come in high over the trees here on 13. A little bit of change since our last video with they finished that little pond right there on the right to grab some fill out of there.
Yeah, I think that little pond turned out nice. As I was saying on the front over there, the major focus over there is going to be finish grading. The major focus on holes 13 through 17 are rough shaping. So you can probably see a dozer out here somewhere. There's a dozer up there by the green complex, and there was one down by the tee complex earlier this morning. But they're really working hard to get this golf hole shaped out this week, along with 14 and 17 as well.
Yeah, so there's the truck that just went by us, bringing a little bit more fill out. Little mini rock truck there, kind of filling in that area, coming into the green, and the green's shaped out right there. You can actually see over on the left where the cart path has been shaped out a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, we want to get 13, 14, 17 shaped out this week, and then when Mr. Marzoff returns next week, he's going to focus on holes 15 and the tee complex on 16. He said that he really wanted to be here when they started shaping around that green complex, because I think he feels like that's going to be a real special hole.
Sorry about that move to everybody there, a little quick jolt with the drone. Little tees there on 14, cut out, a little bit different. Last time we were out here, that was just a bunch of big mounds and dirt and actually down trees right there, so that quite a bit of change there, ripping down 14.
Yeah, we had a easement encroachment there on the right side of that tee complex. We had to move the cart path out of that environmental easement there, and that shifted this tee complex over some. You could see on the left side where we cleared down the left side to open this up, get some air movement, deal with a little bit of shade issues that we were having, and also we're going to use some of the fill out of there to kind of elevate the right side of this hole where we had, some drainage issues.
Yeah, I saw Jerry out earlier this morning. There he looks like he's on a dozer.
He's on the green there, working that green complex.
Yeah, you just started working on that, I think, yesterday. So starting to shape together. It's amazing what it looked like in the last video, and it's starting to look like a golf hole with a bunker shaped out in front, and green kind of getting prepped for the final grade there.
As long as you can keep those dozers moving, it changes on an hourly basis, By the end of this week, these holes will be there. I mean, they'll look good.
All right, let's go check out that new retaining wall in 15.
Yes.
Okay, as we head over to 15, you can kind of see in the bottom of the screen where we're actually grabbing some of the fill out of the lake between 14 and 15, just to kind of raise up some other areas. Kind of a last second grab there, wasn't it?
Yeah, just kind of picking at a few spots to kind of harvest a little extra dirt to finish off these last holes. 15 here, this is the hole that has the least amount of work done to it. We've kind of been waiting for this wall to get built, as you'll see when we get down there. And we still have a lake expansion to do on the left side of the hole. They are bringing that lake at the green down towards the tee more. So we'll also get some extra fill out of that as well. But this wall is just getting finished. Like they're still here, but it's pretty much done. So we probably won't work on this golf hole too much until next week when Mr. Marzoff returns, because he wants to be here as they're shaping this out. If they get done with the other 3 holes that they're concentrating on right now, they'll probably come over and start doing some very rough shaping, but it won't get finished off until next week, I'm sure.
So you can see that wall is in right there. Let's see where we're actually standing. That the average player is going to hit it just past us a little bit there with their layup to get an angle into this green, which is going to be a really expansive green. It's not really shaped out right now, but it's going to kind of fit around that wall. As we're looking at it now, as maybe the longer hitters will be hitting their second shot in, you kind of see where a little bit of where the old bunker was there on the right side, and that's kind of where that green's going to start and then come back up towards the wall.
It's going to be a neat look, you know, as you're describing there. It's going to start there on the right side, way around almost in the approach there, and then it's going to wrap around. It's going to be very long, so it's going to give us a huge variety of shots and angles into the green.
Yeah, this is definitely a hole you're going to want to play from the green backwards to make sure you have the proper angle of attack to get into that green.
Yeah, and the other thing that's going to be really nice about this is this, like 15 and 16 are just going to tie together. That green complex is going to run right on into the tee complex on number 16. Be one continuous, you know, swath.
Yeah, as we bounce right over here to kind of where the back tees are going to be on 16, and they'll kind of wrap around to the left there around the environmental area. And this green's been in there for quite a while.
Yeah, that green's been in there for 3 or 4 weeks now. Yeah, the tee complex isn't completed on 16 yet. We still need a little bit more fill to build the longer tees.
So you can't see it real great from the drone, but the left side there, it is shaped out. Like I said, it's just really dry and it's hard to tell out all the definition, but it is shaped out there for sure.
You could tell we're at a construction site, can't you? With all the noise and the dust floating by us.
I'm trying not to eat too much dirt here. So anyway, so 16, it's pretty well shaped out. Looks like they got some drainage materials there. They got the drainage in the green. You can see it right there.
Yep. It looks like the gravel blanket still needs to be placed in there, though.
Okay, Hal, so 17. Just a little bit different than what we're used to seeing, huh?
Oh, man, what a difference. This lake turned out awesome, didn't it?
Yeah, it looks great from above. Big change. That just takes up where all the old tee complexes were, and the hole has really shifted quite a bit.
This hole has changed so much in the last week and a half. I mean, Dave's actually kind of finishing it off here this morning, it looks like, by finishing off this championship tee that we're standing by.
He was actually nice enough to turn off the dozer while we were out here videoing.
Yep. This is going to be a nice golf hole when it's all said and done.
Yeah, we actually made some changes with, I guess Jeff is Tom's assistant, to the ridge line for the waist area just this morning to bring it in. It was a little bit too far into the fairway. So we're bringing it in just a touch to make it a little bit more playable for our average golfers.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those, you know, bite off as much as you can chew kind of holes, you know. I mean, if you don't have confidence in clearing that waist area, then you can kind of aim it out to the right and still have a short shot into the green. But if you want to really go for it, you can go for that bunker there that's in the fairway, and once you make it to the, if you clear that lip of that bunker, it's going to shoot you right down into that green. And that green it's a pretty good sized green. There's a lot of green behind there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that bunker, if you can just kind of just get it to the right of that green side bunker there, it's going to slide you right up onto the green.
Yeah, you know, that's what makes a short hole a great hole, is when you have a lot of different options and a variety of shots, which this green and the tee shot are definitely going to provide. All right, well, let's head over to 18 and finish it up. Okay, Hal, we're bringing it home on hole number 18 now. A little bit more work has been done since our last video.
Yeah, we had to get some dirt in there to finish the golf hole. The rough shaping is complete. They're going to be working on drainage here. So there was a little bit of a lake expansion there right in front of you there on your right hand side that actually pulls the lake more into the golf hole, so which I think looks nice. But again, they're just kind of getting the drainage in place and working around the green there, tying everything into the wall. So yeah, it's coming along.
It's going to be really exciting when we don't have that dirt versus grass contrast that we see over on Sable 18 there.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, a lot of people working right there, right in that area. Just a lot of effort going in to keep this project moving and keep it on time.
Again, I mean, I'm sure we have more than 100 people out here right now, working on various stages of this golf course. What you really can't see very well, on the left side, there's a really large surround area on the left side of this green, which is going to be a fantastic look coming home, on the final hole, I think.
All right, Hal. Well, a lot going on, as we've talked about a lot. When we came out today, we were going to try to make a little bit of a shorter video. We tried to figure out 5 or 6 holes to show, and we couldn't figure it out. We said, well, let's just do all 18.
Yep.
If it takes people a little bit longer to watch the video, that's okay, because we really wanted to show the whole process, and along with all the progress that's been going on in the past month or so.
It's just so exciting to see all the work that's been done and the finished product that's, kind of happening in front of us, here we are on 6, and look at those bunkers and this big waste area. You can imagine that all grass, I don't know, 6 weeks from now.
Yep.
It's going to be pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's a really good look from the ground level versus the drone. It looks great from the drone, but you can also see how green and how much it actually pops even where we're going to be playing from.
Well, this is what the number 5 tee player is going to see when he's standing up on the tee ready to play this golf hole. Pretty dramatic.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Hal, congratulations on the progress so far. I know we got a long ways to go, but it's going great. And we'll come back in 5 or 6 weeks with another update. And as always, if you have any questions for us, feel free to contact Hal or myself at any time.
Take care.